We're going to be talking about Lane Kiffin's tweet about Ohio State that went incredibly viral. Now, Lane Kiffin has not been short of trolling people, trolling teams, but I feel like he's had it out to get Ohio State this offseason after the report of them spending $20 million in the transfer portal and the recruiting class. So I know he's had his feelings on that. He does not feel very good about what they did, spending $20 million, which I will say is a lot of money. And maybe a tad bit ridiculous. I think it's a different conversation, but I don't think you should be able to do that in college football. But Ohio State did it, and they look like they have one of the most talented rosters in the country, so I can't blame them. And it's legal to do so. How Ohio State built a $20 million national championship or bust roster via the ESPN app. That was what the tweet said, and then you click on the thing. It was a ESPN article by Jake Trotter, the ESPN senior writer. He basically wrote about Ohio State struggle with Michigan a bunch, and they just haven't gone over the hump to beating and winning a national championship. And they need something to push them over the edge. And there's just a bunch of great info. It was a great written article by Jake Trotter, but it was very interesting to see what Lane Kiffin was kind of going for tweeting this out. Some people think that it was a troll, which I do think Lane Kiffin, he's a troll artist on Twitter. He does this all the time, but I think he does feel some type of way about it. I know he's been anti, you gotta spend money if you want to win in college football, which is not wrong by any means, but I know he's anti some of this stuff, but he's also for it. He's in a weird spot. Lane Kiffin's in a weird spot. I would love to sit down and listen to him talk about the current state of college football. Because I don't know if he is a guy that is for NIL against it, or if he has to do it just because you have to do it in this day to keep up. It's very possible. So it's interesting to see what his views are on it. Lane Kiffin commented on in a presser that he had at Ole Miss this week, and he said he thought it was just an interesting article. That's all. That's basically what he said. But some of the article in the ESPN app that Jake Trotter wrote, it was very interesting reading through. He said that Ohio State and Ryan Day, they got together, and Ryan Day requested that they need $20 million to spend to build a championship caliber roster. Now, I believe Ohio State already have one, but it is interesting to hear that he was kind of requesting and pushing for, hey, you want us to win a national championship, give me $20 million and we can make it happen. So that's why this is crucial, because if they fail, it may be the end of Ryan Day. I'm not going to be that guy that says he's for sure going to get fired, but it's not going to be a great look for him or Ohio State. A lot of people are going to be laughing at them if they do fail. So there's a lot of pressure, and I talked about that in a video with them recently. And about it, that $20 million, I was interested. I was like, what did that $20 million get him? We know what the players got him, but they had a number 5 recruiting class and a number 9 transfer portal class. So they obviously used that $20 million to good use, because that's really good to be top 10 in both and one in top 5. And especially being top 9 in transfer portal, because I think they only had 6 or 7 commits. But some of the names from the recruiting class, Jeremiah Smith, which I actually saw that he's going to be starting, which is going to be cool. That dude's one of the most talented receivers I've seen in a while coming out of the high school ranks. Endrick Houston, he's a defensive lineman, 4-star. I remember he was actually committed to Miami, then he flipped, and there's a bunch of stuff. Then Aaron Scott Jr., Aaron Nolan, the quarterback. Those guys are 4-stars. And then we know what they're going to bring in the transfer portal and what they have brought in. Julian Sain was an insanely talented quarterback coming out of high school. Was going to Bama, transferred after he signed his letter of intent to go to Ohio State. And then you have Caleb Downs, who was one of the best players last year as a true freshman. Was an incredible true freshman player. He's going to be great in that defense. He was a 5-star. Quinshawn Judkins, one of the best SEC running backs last year from Ole Miss. Seth McLaughlin from Bama, the center. Had some troubles with the snaps. Some Bama fans did not like him, but he is still a solid center. And then Will Howard from Kansas State, who's going to be their starting quarterback this year. this may be weird to say, but honestly, that's a good haul of players. Don't get me wrong. But for $20 million, I honestly think they would have got more players. But, maybe, I don't know how much NIL these guys are making. So maybe it does equal out to $20 million. It's just, that's how high NIL's got. I don't know. It could be. But it's very interesting by Lane Kiffin tweeting this out, and Ohio State spending $20 million. It's wild what college football has become, but that's for a whole nother video. But that'll do it for me. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.